Adverse symptoms. Now, this is the difficult one because this is where we have to look at all of the things we don't like about ourselves and our condition and our life. And this was the first one we ever did. It's been with us from the beginning. We used to call it the good and the bad list. And the workshops always started with the bad list because I wanted to get it out of the way. And people would just call out and I would write down furiously all of these things. And it's amazing how every group I ever did is kind of the same list. And we all have all of these things about our lives that we really don't like about ourselves and about our condition, and we really wish they would go away. And it's hard for us to face them. It's really hard for us to spend the time, an hour or so is what we should be spending on this, thinking, what is it all? Dig all that mud up and go through it. And it hurts, and it's painful to do it. So if you're not in a state that you can face this, put it aside for now. But get back to it because this is critical. We need to really get all of this stuff out there because only by looking at it all can we face it. If we deny it's there, if we refuse to see it, we'll never do anything about it and it'll just eat us alive for the rest of our lives. So this is the chance to dig in there and pull it all out and admit that it's there. We're not trying to say, look how horrible our lives are. We're trying to say, we got to face this stuff. So a lot of them, because we've had all of the same people, are just checklists. Just go through and check them off, but think about them too. Don't just go yes, 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 and be done in 5 minutes. Think about what that question means, what that trait is in your life, how you feel about that trait. You know, what's really interesting is sometimes the exact same trait shows up on our good list. So it's an adverse condition, but it's also a positive thing. And one of the things we're doing by doing the work of changing is not getting rid of that trait in ourselves, but changing our relationship to that trait. So when you're looking at traits and you're saying that's a bad thing and checking off the list, think about why it's a bad thing. Think about what is it that's bad about it. And if it's one of those things that's potentially good and bad, think what's good about it. Maybe there's some good things to that trait too. The reality is almost every trait you can find some good in. And no matter what good trait you have, you can find some bad in too, is the converse of that. But we're focusing on the bad right now. We're focusing on what are all the adverse things in our condition. Painful exercise, powerful exercise. And it really gives us the real material to dig into. When we start doing the work, we're finished with the assessment and we're doing the work. This part of the assessment is really one of the central parts that we use to say, here's what I'm going to change, and here's how long it's going to take, and here's what tools I'm going to use to make that change. So roll up your sleeves, dig in, muck around in it, feel how much you don't like it, because that's what gives us the motivation to actually make the changes. So have fun with it, but take it seriously. Really face these issues, because these are the things we need to change. Some of it's change about ourselves, some of it's change about our environment, some of it's change our relationship to our condition. But you're not going to change any of those things if you don't face that they're there. So this is the hard part, but we need to do it. So once again, thanks for participating. And please get back with me with your comments, with your insights, with your suggestions. And I look forward to hearing from you soon.